I wanted to see Chloe Fox. Once, at my old school, I'd heard there was going to be a new girl named Arabelle Kiss, and I couldn't wait to meet her because I liked the name. As it turned out, I couldn't stand Arabelle Kiss, but you never know. Nobody, however, arrived late. Everyone left at around 5 o'clock. I walked back to the bus stop alone, wondering why they were all so well-mannered and athletic-looking. They almost looked like a different breed. I got off the bus and went straight home. We lived in a pre-war apartment building on Riverside Drive. It was a neighborhood, and I liked it. I'd never gone to school on the East Side before, but my friend Lori, who lived in my building, told me that all the girls who went to Garfield lived on Fifth or Park and never came to the West Side at all. Or, if they did, it was by taxi or a limousine. She went to school off Madison, so she knew. Dad was in the living room reading music, and my brother Ben was sitting, dazed, in front of the TV in his room. Dad played the cello. When I was little, I never thought playing cello for a living was anything special. But every time I told anyone, they said, "Really?" So I began announcing it with a sort of pride. "So, how was it?" he said. "It was nice." "Yeah?" "Yeah, everybody seemed nice. Oh, they said no one really checks the length of your skirt." We had to wear a uniform, something completely foreign to me. And according to regulations, your skirt had to hit the floor when you knelt down. Mom, who never doubted for a moment that due punishment would be administered to me if we didn't follow the rules to the letter, had hemmed my skirt accordingly. "I guess you didn't meet any of your teachers yet," said Dad, taking off his glasses and putting down his music. "No." "But you liked it? The girls seemed nice," he said, just to make sure. "Well, I can't really tell yet. You should see the building. It's huge." I went into my room and changed clothes. "When's Mom coming home?" I yelled. "Probably around 9:30, Dad yelled back. "I thought visiting hours were over at 8, I said, coming back to the living room. My grandmother had been in the hospital for 2 months. "They let her stay longer." I sat down in the rocking chair. "So, what's wrong with her?" "They don't know yet. They're taking tests," I finished for him. He nodded. "Bullshit! They've been taking tests for 2 months." The phone rang, and he jumped up to answer it. I knew he'd just give me the runaround, so I went to my brother's room. "Hey, Ben." I sat down on the bed. "Hey, Boob. Ding ding." He turned, surprised. "Oh, Val, you're home." "No kidding," I said sarcastically. "Want to watch TV with me? Is that all you ever do? Why don't you ever read a book?" "Oh, shut up," he said, turning back to watch a commercial. I felt better and leaned back to watch it with him. I arrived at school early on Monday morning. Mom had gotten up to have breakfast with me, but I was a nervous wreck and couldn't even embark on the carnation instant breakfast she kept telling me I needed. It made me sick just to look at it, so I left the house on an empty stomach. Mom kept telling me I'd faint if I didn't eat something, and wishing me luck on my first day, and asking me to call her at the hospital when I got home to tell her how it was. I found my homeroom in a state of chaos. People were hugging each other, laughing and talking about their exotic vacations. I found a desk with my name on it, and stood rather uncertainly. Several girls came up to me and introduced themselves. They asked where I'd gone to school before and a few other things, and then rushed off to talk to someone else. One girl, Patty, looked at the desk next to mine. "Oh, your desk mate's Ginny." I looked over at the label to confirm it. "Is she nice?" "Yeah, she's nice. Her sister got her hand bitten off by a crocodile on a safari in Africa," she said grimly, securing her thin, mousy hair behind her ears.